we took a break. How do we start these?
We usually do we usually just talk and then I do a little intro. I go like, "Hey, welcome back to the podcast." It's been a hot minute. How does it been? It's last time we recorded this was back in October, I think. Or no, it was way before that. This was back in the summer. Oh, a lot has happened. A lot has happened since then. But weirdly though, not a lot to talk about. To give you a quick rundown, maybe we'll do an actual rundown middle of the podcast. We'll see. But just to give you a quick rundown, I moved out of Jag's place. I lived there for a little bit. We do have an episode recorded, but the footage got a little funky, and I one of the reasons was because I didn't want to fix it, and another reason is because I just wasn't I didn't want to post something that would maybe look bad. I want to post something that looks good. So instead, I'm just recording a new one. And a lot of things have happened since then. I'm going back to school. I'm in a new school now.
Gonna get learned.
That's not the proper saying. And Jag is doing the same thing he was doing before.
I'm still living life. Woo!
But we're back. We should be able to go on a more consistent schedule. I know I've said this before, but this time it might actually be true. I would have been on a consistent schedule if I was happy with the podcast episode that we already had recorded, but I wasn't. And you know what? This time we're giving Jared a little free range. We're letting him make this thumbnail and...
Oh, yeah. Wait till you see it. We'll probably talk about it next episode because then you'll actually see what I did. But it's cool.
Yeah, it'll be posted for this episode, but we'll probably talk about it next episode. As of right now, neither of us know what this thumbnail is. And holy crap, am I scared.
But oh boy, is it going to be amazing. Yeah, I have fun. I get to make photos. They let me do this sometimes at work, and everyone likes it there. Also, I don't usually do it like this at work, but you know, it's fun.
Yeah, but so other than that, we're both in our own spaces now, and I think we're both at a pretty much a little place in our lives where we can record this a little more consistently now. We're both doing a lot more things in our day-to-day time now. Like I'm going to school every day, and Jag now has other things that he does with his friends outside of work.
Dungeons and Dragons, man. It surprisingly takes up a lot of your time.
Honestly, it does, which is crazy because I feel like it didn't take up a lot of our time when we did in high school.
I guess it depends. It turns out getting a group of adults together is a lot harder than getting a group of kids together because you all like have the same school schedule.
Don't say don't say that. Whoa. Teenagers. We were teenagers in high school. We were teenagers in high school.
Getting each other together. Wait, hang on.
Okay. That's enough of that.
But either way, yeah, it turns out adults with adult schedules, you know, they're all busy. So we finally have days where we can actually do it, which is fun. Yeah, yeah, this is like my second time doing like a actual D&D campaign.
I know. Are the D&D campaigns you're doing now similar to the ones we did in high school? Like, do they give off the same energy, or did they fuck around? Do they fuck around a lot like we did?
It's kind of the same vibes.
Like,
we're having
normal D&D campaigns are like, oh, we're crawling through this dungeon and you see a trap door, and then ours were like, hey, we're gonna throw Sheldon up in the air up there, and we're gonna see if he lands on this lift that's going up right now. And we're like, okay.
So, well, I think what you're talking about is like the perceived view of D&D versus what actually happens. Because like in movies and shows, like that is what they make D&D look like, is like, oh, it's all interesting and scary and dramatic and real. But yeah, no, I think everyone else actually plays it just like how we did.
I will say,
because,
for the half of the D&D movie that I watched, it made it look pretty realistic.
You never finished that thing, did you?
I was on a plane. I watched it on a plane, and then the plane landed.
You could have just... what? And they made you leave?
Yes! Because I was at my destination.
Lame. You could just like ask for one more minute and then just.
Well, no, because even if if it's a connecting flight and you try and stay on there, they come in there and check your ticket to make sure you're on your connecting flight.
That's
they don't
fair.
It's not like the train when we just walked on without buying a ticket. Well, I did that. You never did. Allegedly.
Either way, D&D movie, yeah, is a good representation because they do kind of mess around in that film, which is fun. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's been going. This is kind of the second campaign we've done now, and finally came up with like a good character. I've been trying to like get into more of the role-playing stuff, so I came up with like a whole voice and everything. I know it was tricky at first, but I think I got it. I think it could be good. I mean, we just started, but you know, Have you done anything like that? I know you started getting back into Magic tournaments.
So I haven't really gotten into D&D. I probably would if I had like people who wanted to do D&D. I know my roommate's
Mm.
been saying that she wants to get into D&D, but she just doesn't know how to get into it. But yeah, with Magic, I've been getting a lot into Magic the Gathering again. So Magic the Gathering, for those of you who don't know, card game, really old, probably older than Pokemon, or around the same time, I will say. They're pretty close to the same area, I will say that. And it's basically just a card game. You have different genres you can play in. Like you can play Commander, you can play Standard, you can play a bunch of different modes, and really, really bad on your wallet. But I've been playing a lot of Commander recently, and I've been going to like different stores and playing it. I haven't really been playing in tournaments, or mostly just open play. I haven't found any places that are doing like Commander tournaments, which is kind of lame and unfortunate. But it's whatever. I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying getting back into it. Like I'm starting to build decks again. That's really exciting. Bad on my wallet, but exciting. And Magic was something that both me and Jag got into when we were in high school. The same as like D&D. We were kind of just doing anything we could get our hands on. And it's sad now though because none of our old friends play it anymore.
The ones who got us into these hobbies are like, we're kind of done with it. And I'm like,
we stopped playing it and we sold all of our cards and we're like,
it's like watching your heroes die. It's like
it hurt. It hurts us deeply, immensely.
Ugh. Speaking of bad for your wallet though, we're like in the holiday season now, or at least when we're recording this, we're in the holiday season. We just wrapped up Halloween, which did you get a lot of trick-or-treaters at your new place?
Ooh, we wouldn't say a lot. We definitely got some. I know we got more than you. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I got a solid 0, which is so sad because last year I got a few, and apparently our neighbors, like we're in a duplex, our neighbors that is in the building attached to ours got trick-or-treaters, but they just didn't knock on the door right next to theirs, I guess. Our light was on like from 5:45 until midnight. Like we were accepting anybody, and no kids whatsoever. We did have one person take candy, and my roommate ordered a pizza, so we gave the pizza man a little treat on his way out, which I guess we had one trick-or-treater.
Did he seem happy?
At first he was like, oh no, that's okay, but we're like, dude, please, we have no one. And he's like, okay.
Just take the candy, man.
It was so bad too because then like 10 minutes later we get a knock on the door and I'm like, finally, this must be a real trick-or-treater. And then it's the pizza man again because there was a problem with the payment, so then he just needed to tap the card again. And I was like, oh
man, that's so sad. Yeah, we got like 3 families. We got one family that had like 5 kids, and I was like, whoa, a lot of kids. And then we got another family which was just like 2 kids. They took some candy. I will say I felt bad for the first kids that came through because we just gave them all of our old candy from like the fair from last year.
Oh no.
Because we had a bunch of it just sitting on our coffee table for so long, so we just threw it all in there. We gave them handfuls of it, to be fair. We gave them a lot of candy, but it was just all like really old. And then the next family that came through, we gave them the normal amount of candy. Like we gave them a couple pieces. And then this last kid came around. Oh, she was so cute. She came up in her little princess dress, and she was like, "Papa Halloween!" And we were like, I was just like, oh. I took physical damage from that one. That one hurt. That one hurt me. I was like, oh no. And then she left, and I was like, that was adorable. Nice. Other than that, that was the only things we got. And when they kind of stopped coming at like 9 p.m. It was real.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to smack my mic.
See, now I'm just left over with all this candy. I mean, we've just been eating it. It was nice because we had some people over to play board games the other night, and so we were all just like, hey, please eat our candy. So we've just been eating so much candy. But, it's been good.
The original plan for us was we were all going to buy a box of candy. But then
I heard.
My 2 roommates one of them bought a big bag of candy from Costco, and one of them bought a 100-piece box from Halloween. And I was sitting there, I'm like, I don't think we're going to get that many kids.
I want you to know, Sheldon, that most boxes do come in like 90 or 100 pieces.
Yeah, but my thought process was like, I don't think we're going to get that many kids to go through even one of these boxes.
Okay.
And my thought process was that I don't want to eat all of this candy. So
it's good for you.
So
it's
I talked
fine.
to them and I was like, guys, can we just do like, if we have to get another box, I will go out personally by myself and go grab another box. but I don't want to have a box of candy for myself to eat because I don't eat candy that much. I'm just not a candy guy.
You're not a big candy guy? Like,
no,
if you're out and about, you don't grab
once
something?
Every 3 months type of treat for me. Like if I'm at the convenience store, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a bag of chips or like a drink.
Okay. I mean, anything chocolate and peanut butter, I'm always down for. Like Reese's, so good. Peanut M&Ms, so good.
I will say peanut's pretty good. I will say growing up, I wasn't really a candy guy either. Like the closest I got to candy when I was growing up was just like the push pops. You know, the push pop, you stick your finger in there and you push them up and you're like, blah, 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 you know. Sorry, that was a weird look. But yeah, I like the push pops. And then you ever had like the juicy drop pops where you put like a little drop on the little
Oh, you were into like all the weird candy. Yeah, okay.
That's not weird. That's normal.
Well, it's all the gimmicky candy. Push in and drop in, not just like a candy bar, you know?
I did not start this podcast to be harassed about my candy choices, okay? I want to hear from you. I'm sure you had some weird candies growing up. What kind of weird candies did you get that nobody liked, huh?
Do you ever have like the candy sticks? Like the white, like just sticks of chalk that you would eat?
Were those the ones that you lick them and then you dip them into the powders?
No, it was just straight sticks, a pack of sticks you would eat.
Oh, like the ones that look like cigarettes, they like come in like cigarette things. Those are gross. I didn't like those.
So I thought that at first too for the first couple of years, but then after a few years I was like, these are kind of good. And then I went to like the convenience store and just started buying them and I just eat them and they were like kind of good.
I'm not a fan of powdery like candies to begin with.
Well, the thing is they aren't powdery because you're supposed to like suck on them and then they get all moist. Like you know, if you were to like put like toilet paper in your mouth, how it gets all soggy and kind of mushy, it does that and then you eat it, but it's all sweet and good, you know?
You are not helping your case when you're describing this as eating toilet paper. You are not helping your case in any way. This
but
is
like
not
the same texture, you know?
No. I don't think this candy tastes like this candy feels like I have toilet paper in my mouth. Yummy. Like I don't do that.
That's what I'm saying. It was a little weird, but I was kind of into it. So that's all I'm saying. Something else other than Halloween is like the holidays are coming up. I know I've already been to a few markets to like get a few things. I already got half my list cross off, which was so good. At some of these local markets, I always think they're the best because you can find gifts you can't get anywhere else. Well, I'm trying to like cross people off. You know, it's like, okay, what do I need to get grandma? What do I need to get grandpa, mom, dad, my sister? You know, that kind of thing.
Your sister keeps making me nervous.
What do you mean?
Christmas things, because she keeps going like, oh yeah, me and Jared, we're both going in on one gift, and I'm like, I still don't know what to get you guys.
Oh like, yeah, yours is gonna be so good.
I'm confused on what it is, and not only that, like I just don't know what to get you guys, because you're a very easygoing guy when it comes to gifts. But I also want to get you something that you're gonna like. Like I don't want to get you something and just be like, oh, you got me a gift, that's awesome. I want to get you something and be like, oh, I'm gonna use this. I like this gift.
That's fair. And
then there's your sister. I don't know what the fuck to get her.
She is easy if you know, but also it can be hard to find those things. And I will say I was like struggling, and then literally today I found a whole wall of things that I was like, this is perfect, and I 10 items for her. It's so good.
10 items?
Okay, I'm exaggerating, but I got a whole armful. There was so many. The lady went up to me and she's like, do you need a basket? And I'm like, no, I shouldn't. And so I just ran up to the till with like this whole pile of things.
That's fair though. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've gotten gifts for anybody yet.
Oh, and speaking of, yeah, I can carry things. The thing that's happened since the last time we recorded is I went and undergone a major surgery, which is the first time I've ever done one of those.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, so I had a hernia surgery, which most people are like, Jared, you had a hernia at 20 something? And I'm like, yeah, look, I wasn't expecting it either. And they're like, were you pulling something? And I'm like, no,
like
I literally
an old 20 something, like a young 20 something.
Yeah, I'm like early 20s. And so what happened, and this is so stupid too, was I was eating some macaroni. And then, you know how sometimes like maybe a piece was too big and it just gets like stuck like in the back of your throat a little bit. So you just like clear it. You're like to clear it out a little bit. Yeah. So I was doing that. I was like coughing a little bit just to clear it out the back of my throat. And then I just felt something pop at my belly button. And I was like, that's a little weird. So I go to the bathroom and look, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's like a little like opening in this weird thing. And then over the years, it just got worse, like bigger and bigger. And I was like, huh. And so the first time I went to the doctor, they were like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's still too small." And then the next time, they were like, "Oh, you should. Do you want this dealt with?" And I'm like, "Yes, please." And then finally,
Hey, this
I
hole
ended
in
up
your
going.
stomach. Do you want us to close that for you?
Yeah, well, because they were like, it's an option. Some people don't want it closed up. Like, we have 80-year-olds in here, and they'd rather just die than not get the surgery. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm not 80. Please give me the surgery. I want that fixed.
That's a crazy comparison to make with your 20-some-year-old.
Right? So they're like, does it hurt? Is it bad? Because apparently they can get like really bad. But no, mine was fine. I just wanted it dealt with before it got worse. So I did the surgery. First time I ever got put under. Even when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I was awake the whole time for that, which was an interesting experience. It didn't hurt too bad, but it was fine. But this is the first time I actually got put under, woke up, had a wonderful time. The only thing that sucks about this whole thing is the recovery, because it's 6 weeks and you just have to take it really easy because it hurts. And so you're just like sitting in bed basically for 6 weeks. But I mean, I just play video games anyway.
His stomach was gross. I hated it. It was a nasty
well, they put like
scar.
I mean, they have stitches and everything, and now there's like a red line. It was
still like red from the blood. Like they didn't even like clean it off or anything. Like it was really gross. And then it was funny too when he had his hernia, because like he has an innie belly button. In case that's too TMI for you guys, he has an innie belly button. But when he got this hernia, his innie turned into an outie. Like that's
it was
bad
not
it was.
great.
Like,
but it's so good to have an innie
but it
again.
wasn't like a normal outie. Like his belly button looked gross. But now he has an innie belly button, but it's weird. It doesn't look like a normal innie belly. It looks like they like sanded it down, like it was like a piece of wood, and now he just has like a sanded down belly button. I've never seen that before in my life until I saw his.
If there's any single ladies though, it does look really hot. I'll say that much.
He does have a nice belly button. It kind of looks like a belly button if you were sculpting a statue and you like needed it just to look like an inside of a belly button. You know, that's what it kind of reminds me of. That's the only way to describe it.
But it was such a wild time. And apparently when I was put under, because everyone gets weird, after they get put under. My mom was the only one with me, but she said I was like so nice about it. Like I was worried. I'm like, oh, what if I say some weird stuff or something? But apparently I was just complimenting everyone. I'm like, oh man, they were so nice. They fixed me right up. I did complain that they stabbed me during the surgery because they cut me open. So I was like, oh mom, they stabbed me. And then she's like, no, Jared, they just surgically cut you open. And then I'm like, no, they stabbed me. But they were nice.
I feel like that's what actual Jared would do. I feel like if you're nice about it, yeah, you can shank me a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't like upset with them. I was just stating that like they stabbed me. I was like,
there's
whatever.
only one scenario where I will let myself be stabbed, and if it was by a pretty lady. If a pretty lady was like, I'm going to stab you now, I'm like, damn, okay. I can't argue with this.
What if it was like a weird thing, like she's a 10 but she's into your blood, She's a 10 but she's a vampire.
Can I procure it myself? Like, can I just go get like blood drawn and I just be like, hey, can I keep it?
Can I keep it?
Yeah,
I guess that's probably the best way to go about it. Is go to like a blood get blood donation
get some blood
done.
donation and just say, hey, as payment, just give me a little bit of it. Just give me a little
yeah.
of it.
Instead of like trying to
what if she wanted to wear your blood around her neck in like a vial? Because Megan Fox does that with her boyfriend now, MGK. She wears a vial of his blood around her neck. So what if your girlfriend wanted to do that? Would you do that?
She hot though?
Sure.
Yeah, okay then.
Sure. If we're exaggerating here, yes, you have a hot girlfriend.
Hell yeah.
I'll just be happy for either of us if either one of us gets a girlfriend. I'll consider that a win.
What are you talking about? Look at yourself. Just a fine piece of man right there. What lady wouldn't want that?
If your standards are low, hit my line, girl. I'm as low as they come.
Well, either way, something else that happens during this season that we are just wrapping up is a big promotion that me and Sheldon have been trying to do. This is done by McDonald's, and in Canada, they do Monopoly, where you have to try and buy items, and then you get Monopoly pieces, where you try and put them on your Monopoly board, and if you collect all the colors of the Monopoly board, you can win some really big prizes.
I was going to show you guys these ones, but prizes. I can't show you them because I haven't done them yet.
Yeah, they're gonna take your.
I don't want you guys to take. Technically, they're done tomorrow.
Yeah, they're gonna be done by the time this video goes up.
I don't trust you fuckers. I'm gonna redeem these real quick, chat. Give me a second.
Oh my god.
I almost called chat. Sorry, I've been streaming a lot recently.
So yeah, you put these pieces on, and then you can win some great prizes. Now, my truck recently had its alternator break and has been going through it. It's rusting, it's dying, it's done its time, but it's old. And so a brand new car, pretty sweet. Now, I've been trying throughout this whole month and eating so much McDonald's, but I've not won whatsoever.
Oh, it's been so bad. I've been eating so much McDonald's, and it just makes me feel like shit every time I have some McDonald's.
Are you telling me after eating a McDonald's, you don't feel like you could do good things?
I just feel so gross afterwards, don't you? You feel good after eating McDonald's?
No. I mean, the worst part, too, is you have to get a large fries because that's how you get the points. You don't get pieces if it's anything smaller, which is so sad.
You just don't feel good. Like, it doesn't feel great. Because McDonald's, I think McDonald's for everybody is just like a once a month type of treat.
No, but you got to do it so many times in the month to get those pieces.
It's just awful. Like, I don't feel good.
The problem is we both have like
bad digestive system.
Gambling addictions. Oh, that too, I guess.
Oh yeah, we have bad gambling addictions. I don't think Jared's ever gone to a casino, but once he goes, he'll want to go all the time.
I play gotcha games though, so I know it's not good.
I went to a casino recently. I lost $100.
At least you had a limit, That's something.
The thought process I always go in when I'm going to a casino is I always go in expecting to lose, so that way I don't feel bad when I lose. I go in there and I'm like, I'm going in with this $100, and I'm probably gonna lose this $100. So if I do lose this $100, I'm okay, and then I don't go past the $100.
That's the attitude of someone who knows what they're doing.
And if I'm up money, I only spend the money that I'm up until I hit the $100 limit, and I'm like, then I didn't lose any money. I'm okay with that. And I leave. I'm very smart about it. I'm a smart gambler. I like to do it, but I'll do it in a brain way. Brain way? Smart way.
Hashtag do it the brain way.
Except for games. Games, I'll put all my money into there and not think about it.
What is the most you've gambled in a game? Like, were you into loot boxes or anything?
Oh, no. Okay. I the most I've probably spent is 100.
That's not bad, really.
I put 100 into, like, when I found out CSGO cases were a thing and I started playing CSGO for a little bit, I put like $100 in. But they're expensive. You have to pay for the box, and then you have to pay for the key that unlocks the box.
That's so stupid.
That's so stupid. CSGO, you guys can go fuck yourselves. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Once I get the box, I should be allowed to open the box, but no, I gotta pay to get the key to open the box. But then I also paid for this one-time thing where it's like it's CSGO Prime, so every month you get like I think you get a free case, but you also get like free like random little loot things like sprays or something like that. So that's cool. So every once in a while I'll go in the game and I'll just play it until I can unlock a thing, and then I'll buy a key and then I'll open the case to see if I get anything cool.
That makes sense.
But like, it's also crazy like the prices of some of these things. Like, some people are paying like $100,000 for these skins, and I'm just
That's
like,
way too much.
And I'm just like, I can make my money back.
Look, I'll tell you, my skins in Genshin, I've only paid $50 for them.
And like the worst part about CS:GO gambling cases is even if you get the skin that you want, it might not be a good version of the skin because they have different wares, I guess is the word. Like like how durable it was. So like this one, you can get like a factory new one, or you can get one that's been like a combat or battle condition, things like that. So its battle condition is gonna be worth less because it looks a little grosser. But factory new, those are the ones everybody wants. So you get like this really cool knife for the first time ever, and it's a really shitty knife because it's been in battle. It's been fighting.
Lame.
Yeah. Whereas like if I put my money into Valorant, I'm spending money to just buy this skin.
Don't
get me wrong. I'm spending way more money than I was in CSGO to buy these Valorant skins. I don't think I've spent too much on any Valorant. Like the most I've put into Valorant is I think I'm at like maybe $300, and I've been playing that for like a while. So that's good for me. It's better than what I did with Fortnite. Fortnite was really bad. Fortnite, I think I put like over $2,000 into.
Oh yeah, I did so much when we were actually playing it. The worst part is I don't think we either play it anymore now, right?
Sometimes I'll hop onto Fortnite Festival and just play a little smooth jam.
But it's like, it's such a different game than when we were like really into it.
Yeah, I tried to get back into it one time and I was just like, this doesn't feel the same. And I just didn't enjoy it.
I still remember being in like high school and talking with everybody, and I'm like, "Yo, guys, they just announced these things called back blings. I wonder what those are all about." And everyone's like, "Yeah, those are so weird. I wonder what that's gonna be."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, man, what a different
This is
time
back.
that
This
was.
was back when I was like, I had a set person that I would always play Fortnite with. Shout out to him. He's great. He knows who he is. He's not watching this. I don't think I could say his name. Although it's just a very generic name.
So then don't. You're good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name. But shout out to him. I played Fortnite with him a lot. It was cool. Me and him won a tournament once. That was great. I was officially a professional Fortnite player at least once in my life, and I can say that. I won.
You don't think you could do it again?
I won $25. Huh?
You don't think you could do a professional Fortnite again?
I don't think I could. You know what's something I've always wanted to do though? I've always wanted to be like a caster for like a game. I think that'd be fun. I think I could do it. You just talk about boring statistical game shit until someone does something cool and they're like, "Whoa!" I could do it.
I mean, that's like any announcer, really. You know.
Is there a hole in my shirt? Oh,
Oh my god, rare armpit shot.
That's
Hell
like
yeah.
armpit. That's like my. I don't know. What do you call the skin that connects them? That's the fold.
Hashtag Shelly's folds.
Look at Shelly's folds. Let's start that trending. No, but like I think it'd be fun to be a caster. But I also have this other dream where I just want to host a big tournament. I want to host a tournament. I think that'd be fun. I think I can host a tournament, but that costs money.
What would you make the prize? We got $20.
A day with me,
There you go. See, everyone will be clamoring for that.
like $20. I think what I would do as I would host a tournament. It'd be like maybe like a $1 entry or something like that, and then like I'll do like $20 or something. It wouldn't be anything big. It wouldn't be anything crazy. Just a tournament, you know.
Something else I want to talk to you about, because I picked some of these up and it's finally the time for them, is and this is a very Canada specific thing. I know they have them in the States, but they're very different. It's Girl Guides, and they go around, they do their cookie sales, because in the States they have Girl Scouts, I think.
Yeah,
right?
they're called Girl Scouts.
And they do different cookies over there. Here in Canada, we get one cookie in the wintertime, and it's the chocolate mint cookie. They're the tastiest things ever. I know you hate them, though.
I hate mint. Mint is a stupid flavor.
But, so I went there, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to support the local Girl Guides. How much is a box of these cookies? And the girl was like, oh, they're like $6. I'm like, $6 is not that bad for a box of cookies. Like, how much is like a box of Oreos, right? Like, how much is a box of Oreos? Like $5, $6?
Box of
It's about the
Oreos,
same.
yeah, about $6. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about the same, and these cookies way better. And then she started going into all the statistics. She's like, okay, so like if a cookie was $1 each, you know, that'd be $1 for 24, because there's 24 cookies in a box. So that'd be $24. Our boxes are only $6. So you're saving so much money if you buy a box of our cookies. And I'm like, I like the way you think. And her friend was just like, shut up, and was putting her hand on her shoulder, just like, you don't need to yap at this guy about all these numbers. But I was like, no, she's selling me on this thing. And then the troop leader, like an actual adult here, was like, yeah, that's why we have her out front. She's our salesperson. And I mean, it worked, because I bought not one, not two, but 3 Girl Guides boxes of cookies. And all of them are going to be eaten. So they're good.
I guarantee those last you like a week.
Yeah, I shouldn't look at those nutrition facts. It's gonna make me sad.
Nutrition facts are overrated. They're just there to scare you.
Is that how it works? Yeah.
Yeah, they're just there to scare you. They're not there to actually help you. They're just there to instill the fear of God into you when you try and eat your cookies.
I feel like nutritionalists would disagree, but sure, yeah, you know.
Show me the written law that says I can't ignore the nutrition facts, okay?
Look, you can do as you please. Whether your body will thank you later.
Stop saying a different story. Like you're like reading the nutritional fact of every single thing you buy. I don't want to hear it. I bet you don't even notice them.
I read it and pay well attention. You know, you gotta keep
Tell me
healthy.
how much sugar is in a Girl Guide cookie without looking at it. Without looking at it.
Look, I just picked these things up. Who's to say, really?
You've had them before. Don't lie. You've had them before.
Anyway, guys, it's been a good show.
Take a guess. No, I want you to take a guess, though. Take a guess. Like, what percentage?
What? Okay, so it's a chocolate cookie. What percent? Okay, so I think
I'm going to say, like, 23.
23 what? Grams of sugar?
I'll say 23 grams, yeah.
23? That sounds like a lot.
Wait, if it's
that's a solid guess, though.
It's going to be per serving. No, 23. I'll go 23.
Let's go Price is Right laws. I'm going to go over and go, like, 28. I'm going to go 28 grams in a serving. 15.
15? Yeah, we overdid
So
it.
it's 15 grams and 15% of your daily intake.
But per
so
what? Is it per sugar? Jared, 15 is considered
grams
higher.
grams of sugar. So
But how much is it per
15% of
serving
your
is what I mean. Like, how much is a serving?
3 cookies is a serving.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I
But
hate
Jared,
when it's like
15%
one serving is like
15% is
2
considered
potato
high,
chips.
Because
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
rule of thumb is 15% is considered high, 5% is considered low.
Yeah, all I'm saying is what? So 6 cookies is 30. 12 cookies is 60. So look, as long as I don't eat the whole box, I'm fine. Is all I'm telling you.
As long as you don't eat the whole box, I think I think you should just eat the whole box.
Yeah, who's gonna snitch?
I won't.
Not our viewers. So we're good.
I'm okay with this. You do this. So there was one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I want to talk about So I make some weird noises sometimes, every once in a while. I make some weird noises, and usually this wasn't a problem until one time when me and Jag went to we woke up at 5 a.m. so we could go tour some colleges in high school, and we're touring these colleges, and we get to this one college. I don't think either of us were planning to go to. It was like a Christian college. We didn't really care too much.
Yeah, but we were there, wanted to see what was up.
We were there. They put us in this big auditorium, but it's just like there's only like 20 kids there, so we're all in the front. And this is like 5 a.m. We have to wake up, get on a bus, and drive for 4 hours. And I didn't get any sleep on the bus, and I didn't get any sleep the night before. So I'm tired. I'm so sleepy. And this girl is yapping about things I don't care about because I'm not planning to go to this college. And I'm laying there. This is the position I'm in. I'm in my chair. I'm like this. And I'm like getting ready to fall asleep. And I start falling asleep. My eyes are closed at this point. But what happens is sometimes I'll just make noises. And in this big auditorium, I'm laying there and I'm just going while I'm asleep. And
it's like the air is leaving your body and making noise with it, so it's just like you're like and it's like somewhere between a moan and like a soft scream, and it was fine at first because it was quiet, but then it started getting louder, and so like I was looking at our, like we were near, I would say we were kind of near the frontish, but like the side corner, and so I look behind us and everyone's like looking down at you, like wondering what is happening, and like at one point the person talking even like paused for a second and like looked over, and I was like, "Hey man, wake up!" And you're like, "Huh? What?" And I'm like, "You're making weird noises. Like, shut up!" And then you're like, "Am I?"
And I look at the girl and I'm like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like,
and then the worst part was it happened again, because then you like kind of passed out again and started making more noises. And I'm like, "Dude, wake up!"
I was so embarrassed. And I'm like, well, if I wasn't gonna go to the school before, definitely not now. Never coming here again. Actually,
it's so funny though, because this isn't a thing that stopped. Like, I know we've been on some later calls and you'll get tired, and then I'll just be like, "Sheldon, you still there?" And I'll just hear like noises coming from the other end of your mic, and I'm like, "Okay, he's still there." He's just like falling asleep.
I don't think I haven't done it in a while, but just because I'm just getting enough sleep now. Or I just don't let myself fall asleep in classes anymore. But it's just like a thing I do, and I don't know. Sometimes I'll just do it even when I'm not tired. Sometimes I'll just drift off in thought, and I'll just realize I'm just making a noise. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the air leaving my body, and that's just the noise that comes out, or if it's just a thing I do in the back of my voice, like in the back of my throat. I don't know what it is. It's just something that happens, and that's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me that involved that.
Speaking of embarrassment, do you get scared easily?
Yes.
Have you played a lot of scary games or been to any scary places?
The only other scary games besides the ones me and you played together was I got through a little bit of Until Dawn, and then a scare happened and I immediately turned off and deleted the game. And then I can't name this one without saying I'm gonna spoil, but I feel like the game's been out for so long that it doesn't really matter. I played Doki Doki Literature Club as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you just say some things happen, it doesn't spoil too much.
Some things happen. I'm okay. I'm gonna say something that does happen in the game, and this is a spoiler alert for anybody now. So if you don't want to listen to this, just skip ahead a little bit. It's gonna be super quick. So there's this part in the game where the thing that's taking over the game has found out that you're doing something. They found out that I was streaming because I was streaming the game in Discord, and they're like, "Oh, are you showing this to people?" hi everybody in there. You want to see something cool that I can do? And then they jump scare with a scary face, and I was like, oh! And it scared the fuck out of me. That was
so
terrifying
wild.
me. It scared the shit out of me. But that was at the end of the game, so I was already like, I'm already almost there. I just gotta finish it, and I'll be done, and it'll be over. But other than that, those are the only scary. Oh, I played Resident Evil, but those aren't really. Those weren't too scary because I have a gun. I can shoot the scaries away.
Okay, spoilers done now, but I did want to tell you about something that I did that was scary, which is haunted houses. Have you done a lot of those?
No, I was always too scared too. I think the first time I ever did a haunted house was when me and you went to the maze.
Yeah, that's true. At our local corn maze. And this is my favorite time to go to the corn maze is they do like a late night corn maze, like a flashlight night. So you go when it's all dark near Halloween and you only go with your flashlight. So that's like kind of what all you can see. And then they just have a guy with a chainsaw running around throughout the maze too and like chasing after people.
Yes,
it's
he
like
does
the
take
best
the chain
time to
off.
go.
I just want to make that very clear. He took the chain off the chainsaw before he goes in there.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yeah, he doesn't just run in there with a live chainsaw chasing people, Jared. He takes the chain off.
That's
but
why
he still
I was screaming so much.
I don't think we ever ran into him though, did we?
No, usually we just hear screams and then the noises in the distance.
We go out there looking for him. Like
we would try and chase after him. But they did also have like an actual like haunted house area. They would like stack up bales and make like a haunted house with everything, and that was always fun to go through. The other haunted houses I've been to was in Edmonton. They do a big one every year called Deadmonton, and they put together a giant haunted house.
I wanted to go there this year, but I forgot it happened.
It is really fun. I was reporting on it for the local student newspaper when I was a part of that, and it was cool to see just how in depth they go, like a large scale production. Because when I was working at a local place, I actually ran a haunted house, and it was not as high end production as the one in Edmonton, but it was still really fun to scare everyone and see their faces. And maybe this sounds really bad, but like watch kids scream. It is kind of just fun. And so I enjoyed that. But recently I went to another local one, but this one I would say was right in the middle between the low end and high end one. And this one was interesting because it was done at a museum that is done outdoors. So like usually they have all these like old buildings and you can go through and look at all these old things. Like they have an old forge and like all the stuff still works, or they have like this old kind of house and how people used to live back in the olden days. And it's all like an outdoor museum, which is really cool to go walk through. But they have the haunted house there. So they have like creepy people walking the streets of this old town. And they have like a witch who opens up her door and she's like, "Come in, me pretties." And it's like kind of creepy, but fun. And then you go to like this forest at the end and you walk through this haunted forest. And there was at one point where I was legit scared because I was like, oh, that's just a doll in the woods. That's nothing. And then I looked to my left and I'm like, that's just another doll. And then the doll got up and started walking towards me. And I'm like, oh, that's a small child. And then I had to leave.
That's a small child.
I screamed and started running.
You just actually like resurfaced a memory. I remembered my school did a haunted house back in when I was in like grade 4, grade 5. But they did like a weird haunted house. It made me uncomfortable because what they did is they blindfold you before they walk in. And then they just stuck your hand in a bunch of stuff, saying like, "Oh, this was zombie's brain," or "This is a bug of worms." Like they stuck my hand in spaghetti, they stuck my hands in Jello, they stuck my hands in freaking like old foods. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? This wasn't scary. I'm just uncomfortable now. I was like, this was awful. I hated this.
That reminds me, because our local library, and look, this is no fault to anyone. I signed up for this. This was fully on me. They were doing a Fear Factor fun like event for the kids. So they put together a bunch of scary things, and it's like, oh, you have to do it, and then you get a prize at the end. And all of them were fun. It's like, oh, we'll walk through this weird hallway. We put a bunch of weird stuff in there. Or it's like, oh, you have to go to this weird room and stay in there for a little bit. But there was one where you had to be blindfolded and eat some stuff. And I was doing it. I was committed. But there was one thing, and this was so many years ago. I was so little, but I don't remember what exactly it was, but I was trying to eat it and I kept gagging. Like I was about to puke on whatever this was because my body just didn't want to put it in it, but I was trying so much. And I remember the library ladies were like, yeah, you can keep going. You don't need to keep eating this stuff. Cause I would be like, oh. Like I was gagging myself on this food. And then the ladies were like, no, It's okay. Look, you did it. You did it. Keep going. And I ended up winning, I think, first place. And I in my heart of hearts, I knew I didn't beat that challenge. But I think the ladies just didn't want to see me keep gagging myself. Anymore. And you know what? Props to them. You know, I think that was the right call to make for a child.
What? Like, I never had something like that. So when I was in grade 1, we had this teacher, and we were in science class, and we were learning about the different senses. And the senses we were talking about this day was taste. So what she did is she forced all of us to close our eyes, and she'd put things in front of us, and she made us eat it. So she made us have like a little pinch of sugar. She made us have like a gummy bear or like things like that. But then she came up, and the one I was cheating. I was peeking because I'm a picky eater. I don't like eating things. So the first thing she put on her thing was ketchup, and I was like, oh fuck, I didn't say that as a kid. I was 1. I didn't say it. I didn't swear. And I was just like,
fuck, Miss Teacher.
I was like, oh, I hate ketchup. Oh, I don't like ketchup. It's yucky. Blah. But I ate it, and I was like, for this teacher. She's like, oh, okay. And then the next one, she pulls out this yellow thing, and I'm like, oh, that's mustard. This is gonna be worse. I hate mustard, but I close my eyes because I'm thinking it's mustard. It's gonna be mustard. It's gonna be mustard. I'm prepared for this. It wasn't mustard.
What was it?
It was vinegar. So
why was the bottle yellow?
So back in the olden times, they used to keep vinegar in yellow bottles like mustard because it was because Heinz used to do vinegar, and I was just like, I almost threw up. I was like, because she gave us a full spoonful of this vinegar.
That's crazy.
And I was like, this was awful. Like, you're a psycho. Like 1-year-old Shelly was not 1-year-old. Grade 1 Shelly. Grade 1 would have been like.
You're at least 5, 6,
4 or 5 years old, something like that. Because I was young. I was young for my grade. Like, it's kind of crazy that me and Jag are only like 2-3 months apart because of the way Canadian schools do their schooling. Is you go in with the same people that you were born in the same year of. But because Jag was technically born in 2002, I was born in 2001. We weren't in the same class, even though I'm only like 3 months older than him.
Yeah, you old man.
Whatever. Well, you know, we're hitting the 34-minute mark, 36, I think, if you count the little first bit where things broke, but we'll ignore that. Is there anything else you want to quickly bring up before we go, my fellow friend?
Oh, I did think about this. So I mentioned that I had the hernia surgery, and it was always weird preparing for this thing because a lot of people who do it, like I was saying, they do it for like 80-year-olds or 50-year-olds. Like everyone's way older than a younger person. So like all of the advice and people talking about their surgeries is just not for me. Like they were like, oh, when you get your surgery, you know, maybe by week 3 you can start eating solid food again. And I'm like, huh? Like my doctor, I asked him, I'm like, so what can I eat after this? And he's like, oh yeah, whatever. So I like went and got like a breakfast wrap after my surgery, and I was like, tasty.
Immediately got a breakfast wrap.
Like literally, yeah. My mom drove me to Tim Hortons, and we got a breakfast wrap. And like just everything else, they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna take so long to recover, and I was like, oh yeah, I feel good in a few days. It was like it just was such a speedy recovery. But that's the power of youth, and I'm worried. I'm like, man, if I get old, it's gonna suck. I don't want to do that.
I had to experience that recently. So my roommate, she recently got her wisdom teeth taken out, and I didn't see her under the anesthesia. But she was there the next day, and she was taking Tylenol 3s, which for those of you who don't know, those are
that's the strong
really
ones.
Strong pain meds. So she was a little bit loopy, and I walk out, and I'm just like talking to her. She's watching this weird Japanese hamster show. It was really weird, made me uncomfortable. But she seemed like to be really enjoying it, so I didn't question it. And I'm sitting next to my other roommate, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, I whispered, I'm like, and then she's like, no. Because my other roommate who's watching the show, she's very emotional, especially when she's high. So she's like, she doesn't want us to be eating any good food in front of her because she can't eat any of this good food because she just had her wisdom teeth taken out. So I'm like, I want McDonald's. I'm going to order McDonald's. And she's like, no. And then my roommate who's watching the show looks at us and they're like, what are you guys talking about? And he's looking at her like, nothing. And then eventually, later in the day, we're talking, and then she's like, I want a burger. And we're like, no, you can't have a burger. And he's like, I want a burger. And we're like, you can't have a burger. You're not allowed to eat a burger. And she's getting to the point where she's on the verge of tears because we're not letting her have a burger. And I'm like, I can get you a burger, but it's going in that blender and you're drinking it. And then she's like,
God.
I don't want a burger.
Aw.
I was just like, I will buy you a burger, but I'm blending it in that blender and you're going to drink it. That's the only way I can let you eat a burger.
Would you ever have a blended burger?
Yeah, I would try it. I will try any food at least once. And
I
then,
mean,
like,
the way you normally get it, we wouldn't throw like some extra stuff on there. Like the way you normally get a burger, but blended up.
yeah, I'd get a plain burger and I throw it in the blender, I blend it up. I try it at least once.
Would it be? You'd need to add some. Probably. Would it just be a bit of water just to like thicken it up?
Yeah, have you ever? So there's actually this thing. It's called Thicken Up, and it's for people who like they have like traumatic brain injuries, so they can't chew and eat. They can't chew their food anymore, or they can't drink water normally. Like they have trouble swallowing because they had brain injury, so they don't remember how to swallow. So there's this thing you can get for your water. It's called Thicken Up, and it basically just makes your water thick. Like it turns it slimy. And I tried that one time, and I was just like, it tastes like water, but it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's worse than even drinking Jello. Like it's somewhere in between that.
It's like drinking a booger. That's the only way to explain it. It's like drinking a booger.
I think that's accurate, which is man, just thinking about
it's
that.
It's just really uncomfortable. And like you can get the same thing for food, but they didn't have any of the food ones. I don't think they were allowed to give us any of the food Thicken Up. They only were allowed to give us the drink.
Yeah,
because it was just water. But still, made me very uncomfortable. Was not a fan. But I think that does it. We'll try to be more consistent. I won't make you guys any promises just because I've been known to be a liar.
So if you want to thicken up your life, make sure you subscribe and check out all our other stuff.
Yeah, you want to get super thick in your life, subscribe to the podcast on the YouTube channel. This is where I personally like to do the podcast. We also are on Spotify. Maybe we'll be on Apple Podcasts one day if we ever figure out how to do that. It took us a while to figure out how to do Spotify to begin with.
There's a lot more steps for Apple Podcasts, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, a lot more steps. That's why we're only on Spotify. Maybe one day we'll do a thing. And subscribe, because eventually we're going to have a 10 subscriber special. You'll have to wait and see what that is, but we are having a 10 subscriber special. We're excited for that. And we also eventually want to do a Patreon, but we're not doing that until we get a little bit more subscribers. So if you want us to see or do some little extra content on the side that only you guys get to see, subscribe to the podcast. We'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. I'm sure you will. Other than that, if you want to see any of our socials, any of our own things that we do, they're all in the description. I stream a lot on my own time. Jag, he might at some point. We'll see. He exists. He likes to post on his Instagram. He posts a lot of funny stuff on his Instagram. You guys should check that out. And other than that, I think that's about it. Anything else you want to add?
Bye!
Bye!